you, band. What's going on? Don't we look very spiritual now? So for both of you that don't know what's going on, Barbara has received, or is in the process right now of receiving her Doctor of Divinity, an honorary degree from Holmes Institute. So usually there's words around this, and I'll do a little of that right now. I'm not going to give you the whole formal thing that we have done in the past, but I want to explain why this is important. In our spiritual movement, some of us go out and earn doctorates. I have an earned PhD, and Barbara has an earned Doctor of Divinity from Emerson Institute. Now, the way an earned degree works is you sign up. You do all the coursework, you do all the documents, you do everything they ask you to do, you jump through the hoops, and they give you a doctorate. And then you've got this earned doctorate, which, of course, in academia is the big thing. However, in our organization and our spiritual movement, we have, for the last almost 90 years, been in the process of conveying to those who have achieved extraordinary levels of excellence an honorary Doctor of Divinity degree. And although, in my personal opinion, this one is long overdue, the organization has chosen this year to give one of these coveted acknowledgments to Barbara. So, and the thing that we do with doctorates is called a hooding ceremony. So we have a hood here to put on Barbara, if indeed I can figure out how to. There we go. Okay. And before I do this, I want to say how grateful I am for your commitment to this teaching, this movement, and all that you have contributed to it. It's extraordinary. And I am so proud to be your husband, your co-senior minister, and your person that journeys through life with you. You model excellence in our movement, and you give incredible amounts to who we are. So, by the power. Yeah, go ahead. By the power vested in me by Center for Spiritual Living Leadership Council, and as the field leader elected, I stand here in the presence of all, and with the extraordinary presence of the divine here. I most joyously and with great gratitude convey upon you the honorary Doctor of Divinity. I'm working it back here. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. This is my 35th year in ministry, and boy, it's been a long road. This is the same minister that was kind of kicked out of my first church in Miami because I was the problem, as if there's ever a single problem. I might have been the symptom of the problem. But I think it's really important to keep doing the work and to keep believing what we teach and to act as if God really is all that there is, that we really are powerful, creative, spiritual beings alive and well on planet Earth, manifesting our reality and doing what is ours to do. And I think that if we do that every single day, then it's only going to take maybe 30 years for us all to get to where we want to go. No, that was just me. Really, is this goes somewhere? Do you have a safety pin? Just because I'm going to choke. So it took me 30 years to figure out that this teaching offers freedom and possibility that... That's not what the... Oh, never mind. Thank you. So even though it's like a 12-step program, if you keep working and you keep coming back, it will have an effect on your life, a positive effect. And God knows I am proof of the pudding here. The fact that the child that I was grew up to the woman that I am with me is simply a statement of commitment and perseverance and stubbornness. That I wasn't going to stay where I was because it was just too hard to be poor and miserable and suffer through life. And I had gotten really good at that until one day I walked into a Science of Mind Center in Eugene, Oregon, and heard that things could be different. And the only thing that I needed to do was to become that which I wanted to experience in the world. Seemed pretty simple. So it seemed pretty simple at the time, but what these last 35 years or 40 years from then has shown me is that it is the work, the most important work that we can do to change on the inside to create the outside. And it's all inside of us. One of the things that I love that is my hobby that makes me a little weird is that I love to find books that are in public domain that I believe speak to our teaching and can speak to the world at large. My first find was Wallace Wattles' The Science of Getting Rich. And I found it and I got it all pretty for the website and put it up there in a PDF, and then I audio recorded it. And there are people who have contacted me over the years that have found that book from countries all around the world and that have listened to it and shared it with others and used those principles to create more prosperity in their lives. And I think that that is something that we can do with all of our wealth, all of our first country wealth, our United States wealth, that we can put things out on the internet for free. And my last book that I've mentioned a few times here is Ernest's brother Fenwick. And honestly, I don't know where this book came from. It appeared on my shelf. If you gave it to me, let me know, and I'll give you credit. But I don't know, it was almost like Spirit dropped it on my bookcase, and I noticed it. And it is submitted to Devon in a cleaned up, beautiful PDF form to go up on our website as a free download as soon as she gets to it. She gives 10 to 12 hours a week to our website, and putting up all of our videos and cleaning things up and editing them and making sure that they're available for everybody around the world. But in going through this, I read it 2 or 3 times in different processes, and I wanted to share an excerpt from it. Understand that this is Ernest's younger brother, Fenwick Holmes. The book is The Law of Mind in Action. He says, we make our own heaven and our own hell through the conscious or unconscious use of the law. We do it by the thoughts we think and the attitude we assume. For the great law receives our mental impression and brings out into form the ideas of our mind. We are not, therefore, the creatures of some chance environment or circumstances. There is something in us that attracts us to them and them to us. If it were not so, we would move out of them. Do not complain about the world you live in. It is a reflection of your own thought. Do not blame others. Seek the cause in your own thinking. Then decide on the environment and circumstance you desire and mentally see yourself in your new surroundings. Then you are on the road to attainment, and your changes will begin to take place naturally from within. Your good does not come from without. The sooner you learn that you cannot expect someone else to hand it to you, the better off you will be. I don't know what is clearer in how to change your life. That we are either creating consciously or unconsciously. And I'll grant you, a lot of us create unconsciously. The journey is to awaken, to become mindful, to understand what we are doing in the creation of our lives. And so often we want to say, it wasn't me. I didn't do that. I couldn't possibly have done that. It was them, or them, or them, or that history, or that story, or that circumstance. They did it to me. I didn't have what I needed to get a good head start on life. I had to do it all on my own, and I don't have what it takes. No, don't say that word, Barbara. That's a lie. So, when I found Science of Mind, I was 24 years old. I was a single mother to a 3-year-old. I had no place to live. I didn't have a job. I was on welfare, food stamps, and giving plasma twice a week. I had nothing. And then something spoke to my soul and said, you can create the life you want because you're the one creating this. I read the Revised Science of Mind textbook in like a week, and it put into words things I believed that I hoped were true, that I wasn't stuck in this crummy, awful life, that there was a possibility of having the life of my dreams. And I've never been afraid of work. I've never been afraid of putting the time in, the energy in, the necessary oomph to keep that creation going. And so I was in. Just tell me what to do and I will do it. Tithe, not a problem. Affirmations, not a problem. Come to class, not a problem. Go to group, not a problem. Go get a job, fine. Go get a job. Go find a place to live, fine. Go find a place to live. Create a $100 car, go create a $100 car. I could do it. Once I realized that I could do it. Once I let go of the criticism and the blame that said someone else had ruined me for life, that it would never get any better, that I didn't have anything inside of myself to pull this off. Once I let that go, even though I didn't know how to do it, and said there is a power and a presence within me, there is a law that operates on my thought, and I need to stop looking outside of myself and find out what's inside. And it was not a pretty picture to look inside of Barbara at that time. Things that I found were embarrassing. Things that I found were filled with shame. But to look at that and let it go allowed me the power and the freedom to be able to, over the decades, manifest the best life ever, with the best center ever, and the best husband ever. This is a great life. And my mission in life, my passion, my genius, is to try to give that to people, to say, you are not stuck. When I look at people living in Asheville, North Carolina, oh, come on, you are not stuck. You are not stuck in life. You have every possibility open in front of you. All you need to do is have the courage to stand up and take a step forward, and then watch how the universe supports you in taking another step and another step and another step. But I want to put that word out to people who it looks like they don't have any food, and they don't have any water, and they don't have any shelter, and that their country is in war, and that there may be genocide going on. And I want to say, you are not stuck. That there is a power and a presence within every being on this planet that will lift us up out of the circumstances and create new circumstances. But it is within us. If we are waiting for governments to do it, if we are waiting for someone to come along and give us something, it's not going to happen. It must come from within. And as we build it inside of ourselves, the only thing that can happen is that it shows up on the outside. And maybe it looks like a miracle. Maybe it looks like a coincidence. Maybe it looks like luck. I don't care what it looks like. What I know is that when we shift it on the inside, the outside mirrors that, and everything changes. I have no worldly right to stand here in my shoes today based on where I was 60 years ago. I don't have the right to do that. It should not have happened. The only thing that made it happen was me insisting that there was good in me, that there was power in me, that there was something within me that could come forward and change my circumstances, that I didn't have to punish myself by being poor and miserable and fight my way through life. I didn't have to do that. I heard words like perfect, whole, and complete. What, me? Are you crazy? Me perfect? Me whole? Me complete? That doesn't make any sense. And yet when I let it in, and I let it in, and I let it in, and then I dared to stand on it a little bit, to try it out a little bit, to test it, and it held me up. And I created better circumstances, and better circumstances, and better circumstances, and I loved myself more and more and more. When I dared to do that, then that law, that power of life itself lifted me beyond anything that a reasonable person would expect. It is my passion in life to get as many people as possible to listen. There's something within us all that will be there, that is already us, that is so far beyond the circumstances that we experience on a day-to-day level. It is already in the life of our dreams. There is that within us. And if we have the courage to turn away from what we don't want, to stop complaining, to stop criticizing, and to stop blaming, if we have the courage to turn away from all of that and to stand in who we are, even if it's who we hope we are, something will happen. Life will lift us up, carry us over any obstacle, answer any question, provide any guidance, create miracles in our lives so that we can all live the life that we are meant to live. We are God in form as us, Spirit let loose on the planet to be in joy. That's our job. And so whatever we need to do to step into that joy is ours to do. And it always comes from inside of us. I love you very much. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Barbara, you're very convincing in a little bit. So do we have anyone here for the very first time today? First time at the center? Did you raise your hand if you're here for the first time? Welcome. Welcome. Thank you so much for being with us, sir. We're really glad to have you with us. The card that you're getting is an opportunity for you to give us some information so we can tell you about all the cool things that are happening around here. We promise not to inundate you with information, but to keep you informed. And that being so, think out what you're going to do. And we have our prosperity centers come forward, please. We are a prosperous center because our members are prosperous. We live in an abundant universe, and we all thrive in this environment. So when we come together and accept these gifts, they are the natural and dynamic flow of spirit in our lives and the life of this center. So I am grateful for each one who chooses to support this center financially, energetically, emotionally, intellectually. All of that comes together to make this the great center that it is, a center that is awarded by an entire spiritual movement for who it is and what it does. I know that as we accept these gifts that are given today, that blessings abound in the lives of all of us, and that we continue doing this very important work of awakening and supporting a world and being everything that it can be, a world that works for everyone. And knowing that that's so, we repeat these words together aloud. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the world. And so it is. I often imagine these baskets are filled with love. It's wonderful to receive them and to know that this community is founded in love. And the love continues to expand in our consciousness and our awareness because God keeps showing up in magical and wonderful ways. So thank you all for the way you love this community and for all you give of your time, your talents, and your money. So it is.